Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ThreeCount podcast. I am your host, as always, Luke, and here, back again. This is the second consecutive episode he's on. It's Pege.
Yeah, it's the second consecutive episode, but the fourth consecutive recording, unless there was one in between.
No, there absolutely wasn't. The last episode I checked was on the 27th of May. Earlier this year, where we touched on some of the subjects which we are definitely touching on again.
Because updates and such.
Yeah, most definitely. And so how have you been doing the past few months?
I've been doing quite well, honestly.
Yeah.
Been enjoying stuff.
That's great to hear. So yeah, we both in the meantime turned 18. We're both responsible adults now.
And I've still hardly been getting wankered.
Yeah.
It'd be that way sometimes.
Yeah, it certainly be that way sometimes. What has happened in the world of wrestling since that last episode? We of course had the amazing NXT UK special in Royal Albert Hall.
Oh yeah, we had the Royal. We've had NXT UK tapings. We've obviously had Takeover in SummerSlam this past weekend. If this is going up before the weekend,
this is going up.
This.
Yeah, this is going up tonight.
Okay.
So that's quite cool. Certainly there's I think Chicago was after that as well. NXT Takeover Chicago.
I think so.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we touched up on any of the Gargano Ciampa matches or not.
I don't know. Maybe we will tonight because we're definitely discussing that amazing takeover from last weekend. Anyways, let's start with the last week in WWE. You mentioned that you didn't watch Raw, SmackDown Live, or NXT this week, correct?
Yeah, that is right. I kind of missed out on the NXT because besides Dunn and Gibson, there wasn't much that I knew of.
They did have Bianca Belair, who you don't really like, as far as I know.
No, I don't really like her.
Versus Deonna Purrazzo, which I thought was quite nice, even though Belair won.
I was going to say, yeah, Belair won. That's a really bad thing.
I think it's BS, but especially since I don't think Belair's in the Mayo Classic this year, right?
No, she isn't. She was in the first one, however.
Yeah, she was. And then Deonna Purrazzo is in the Mayo Classic. And then 2 weeks before the Mayo Classic begins, you have Deonna Purrazzo lose to someone who isn't even in the tournament.
Someone who isn't even good, especially.
I mean, she's alright. I quite enjoy her in-ring work. I mean, I've seen better, of course. I've definitely seen way worse. For example, and this is in no way a dig on the person I'm going to talk about, because I'm personally a fan of hers, but I think if you put her in the ring versus Carmella, first of all, you get a shit match. But second of all, you'd see that Belair is actually, in my opinion, already a better wrestler than Carmella is.
It's not hard to be better than someone like Carmella, I feel.
Yeah, but Carmella is amazing, though. I really like her character and just her overall healiness. But sure, that's a topic for another time. Maybe when we discuss SummerSlam. But Belair, I don't know. I'm not really sold on her yet.
Neither am I. I've tried, but I can't get into her.
I mean, and this is a dig at her gimmick, like a proper dig at it, because she is the est of NXT. She's the best, she is the smartest, she's the strongest, whatever. But does that mean she's automatically the shittiest?
Well, yeah, it's got EST in it.
Yeah, exactly. Shittiest, dumbest.
Also, a question about her: Why does she seem to be in a better position on the card than Dakota Kai?
I have no clue. It's very much scandalous. I don't think NXT always has their priorities straight when it comes to matches with not their main eventers. Excuse me, gonna cough for a second. Sorry.
For a second I thought it was a good time to plug Hemi.
No, you'll be able to plug whatever later. yeah, there is a bit of a problem in NXT with that. They have a very stacked roster, and they have 1 hour a week, and that does make for matches like, for example, Keith Lee versus Marcel Barthel, both of
And
which...
that was a blessed match.
It was a blessed match. Anything Keith Lee is in is blessed, anything Marcel Barthel is in is blessed. However,
Yeah.
I believe, certainly after Marcel Barthel has been in NXT for quite some time now,
Well over a year.
yeah, he should have had a very strong showing, because if there's anything about Marcel Barthel, he is a fucking beast. He is actually such a good wrestler. I've
Really
seen some
good
of his
technical boy.
I've seen some of his independent work back when he was, I think it was Axel Dieter Jr., right?
Yep, that's the name. Axel Peter Jr.
And
I'm not saying that like I forgot it, I knew it, but yeah.
yeah, no, and that's his stuff, ring camp and all of that. Amazing. And now he's had one televised match, and he lost to one of the most respectable opponents in NXT, by the way, Keith Lee.
Yeah, I was really happy when Keith Lee showed up.
Oh, as was I. I love Keith Lee. I didn't at first, but I've really grown to love him. And now Marcel Barthel, yeah, he should have had a stronger showing, but that's a bit of a problem in NXT. So much talent and not enough TV time to showcase all of them.
Hard to utilize everybody. I feel like because you've got a good amount of Aussies in NXT UK, I feel like you can probably try and slide Barthel in there because he did a lot of wrestling on the UK scene as well as like in Germany.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think, yeah, with for example, indeed Travis Banks being part of the division, and even Jordan Devlin, who is not from the UK.
I mean, Ireland is kind of part of it.
Ireland is not part of the UK.
Well, Northern Ireland is. But
Northern Ireland is, but is Jordan Devlin from Northern Ireland?
I'll just say that Ireland is. I like to say that they
are. I for the sake of WWE's UK division, I'll say they are.
Yeah. Can't just have half of Ireland
Jordan
in the UK and half of it not.
Jordan Devlin is such an important star on the United Kingdom wrestling scene, and outclass OTT as a UK company as well, even though it's Irish. And that might get me some hate. I don't know if that's an appropriate thing to say. If not, DZ will probably come and kill me.
People tend to call it a Brit Res company anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's they could put Barthel on there. Yeah, sure. But you know, I don't think they will. Not soon, at least. Maybe he will. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, I don't know. NXT is in a good state now, story-wise, match-wise, all of that. But their roster is too stacked, and they have too many people for their own good.
Yeah. It's why in the past I've said stuff like whether they need to give themselves more time for NXT per week or increase the takeover card.
Yeah,
because exactly. I think with how big their roster is, while it was amazing the takeover this past weekend, 5 matches isn't enough anymore.
Yeah, but then again, we had at Takeover we had 5 matches with the top stars in the company, and it was a very good show. Correct?
Yeah, it was probably one of the best takeovers that they've ever had. Honestly,
if we check SummerSlam and we look on who was on that card as opposed to who wasn't on that card, for example, I'm sorry, but the B team is just I like the B team, but. Jesus, what that was a disaster of a kickoff show match. I mean, if you fuck up the kickoff show,
that SummerSlam's pre-show was literally the show of roll-ups.
Yeah, exactly. And for example, Andrade was on the fucking kickoff show, whereas let me think of a good example. I'm going to say Baron Corbin, even though he's been in very great storylines, and the match against Balor was perfect.
But a squash.
Yeah, but Corbin was on the card. And I don't need Corbin on the card when Andrade is on the kickoff. And that usually there's a lot more people I don't want to see on the main card who are on the main card. At SummerSlam I thought it was fine. We had some good matches like Joe versus Styles, Rollins versus Ziggler, whatever, even Reigns versus Lesnar, sure, big match, good feel.
people I was watching it with, we originally thought SummerSlam was going to be a lackluster show, but it was actually pretty good. I think especially what was good, all of the stuff that was going to be especially bad in people's perspectives all happened like at the same time.
Yeah, and
like basically have an allocated time slot, and they did all of the just filler matches.
Yeah, exactly. And I think SummerSlam, maybe together with the Royal Rumble, was the best pay-per-view of the year so far. Because
might agree with you with that.
Because the matches weren't dragged out too long. The matches made sense. The finishes made sense. Even the Bludgeon Brothers versus the New Day, I thought they played that perfectly. Just the Bludgeon Brothers at one point realizing that they're maybe not the strongest anymore, and that the New Day actually had a fair shot at beating them, resulting in themselves getting themselves qualified. That was played to perfection.
Yeah, it was played quite well, but what made it look kind of weak was that they just actually lost the belts on Tuesday. I mean, Rowan's injured, but
yeah, I think
kind of just,
I think it was a good move. I think it was a good move to put them in a no disqualification match, and then just make it a show that the New Day are still such a strong force. I mean, if there's anything that is always good, it's the New Day. Okay, the New Day just constantly stays on top of their game. They have been for a few years now, and they need chances to prove that, and they did that perfectly on Tuesday, I feel.
Yeah, I enjoyed the New Day, so yeah, I'm not complaining about that.
And when we're talking about Tuesday, anyways, I mean, if we'll get back to SummerSlam after this, because this ties in with SummerSlam very neatly. I'm going to talk about Becky Lynch.
I was hoping that you were going to as well, because I wanted to touch up on that.
Yeah, because I haven't read about the controversy, okay? There has been controversy. I haven't been asked to check up on what it is. Becky did a heel promo. The fans absolutely loved it, because everything she said made sense, but she was supposed to be booed, correct?
Yeah, I mean, she was meant to be portrayed as the bad guy in it, but, like, from a viewer's perspective, Charlotte is kind of being demonstrated as the bad guy, if that makes any sense.
That's completely true as well. I mean, Charlotte, she goes in, she takes the opportunity of her best friend, a one-on-one opportunity, she takes a spotlight in that one-on-one opportunity, making it a 1v1v1, and she ends up winning the whole thing. If that was my best friend, I would be fucking pissed.
Because, like, Becky went on a winning streak for so long, beating most of the roster, then to beat the champion. Charlotte comes back, just beats the champion, and is in the match.
Exactly, and that's stupid. First of all, it should have been a fatal four-way.
Well, Asuka was meant to be in it.
Who said I was talking about Asuka? I was talking about R-Truth.
Oh, yeah.
R-Truth versus Carmella, mate.
I want that now.
I actually do want. If they actually go ahead and do that on SmackDown Live, I would be so happy. But they won't. But still, it's a dream. Just no. But it just makes sense to hate Charlotte now. I don't know. Listen, Becky's a heel. Okay, from a kayfabe standpoint, she's a heel. Everything about her now should make her a heel. But she's a heel with such a valid point that there is no denying that she is absolutely right, and, should be treated like the good guy in this scenario.
Not to mention it's Becky Lynch, who is impossible to not love.
Oh, it's so impossible not to love Becky. Holy shit, man. Listen, everything about her, she's just such a wholesome person, and even as a fucking badass heel, she's still like the most fucking badass person in all of WWE, even more badass than a certain person who I want to touch on later. That sounded weird.
Just if you forget that on, that's what I want to touch later.
Yeah, I'm really glad I added that, but yeah, just I don't know where they're taking this. Becky should get the belt sooner rather than later. Hopefully before Survivor Series, for reasons which we're again going to touch on later. How do you feel on that?
With the whole Becky Lynch
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Well, I obviously quite like it because just Becky Lynch is trying something new out of her character.
Mm-hmm.
It's worked out so far in terms of delivery because she's literally got the point across.
Absolutely.
She's tried turning the fans on her, but it didn't work. To each their own.
Yeah. No. Well, I don't think. I think WWE tried. I don't think it is Becky's character that wants the fans to turn on her.
Because didn't she say something like, "I don't think you guys were ever actually behind me"?
Okay, yeah, that's just plain stupid. That's just stupid writing. And I think it's Road Dogg who was on about all this, right? I think Road Dogg has thought of all this Becky stuff.
Probably.
If not, my deepest apologies, but Road Dogg, this is just bullshit, man. He probably won't listen to this. If he does, he'll probably block me on Twitter because I've seen him block people for the smallest criticism on his work on SmackDown Live. And I think Road Dogg's
a good guy. Is he worse than Ryback?
I don't know. I like Ryback.
Because Ryback kind of just blocks people for saying "fuck you."
I'm only blocked by one wrestler on all of Twitter, and he's
I'm not
even
blocked by anybody because I'm on a new Twitter.
I'm blocked by Zeb Calder.
I was blocked by Simon Gotch.
Oh, I'm blocked by JBL as well, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, fucking stupid. Anyways, that's what I wanted to say about that situation. Going back to SummerSlam. What's her name? Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey, yeah. Champion.
I like it. I see people who dislike it. I think
she's over. Just hopefully she puts the time in.
I think she definitely will. If there's any person who I've seen just come into the WWE with such a big push, who have put the absolute most work in it as they could, I think it's Ronda. I think she's already good in the ring. I think she can definitely carry a match with other women in WWE.
With a few matches she's had, she's one of the most convincing sellers as well.
Absolutely, and that's her luck that she's competed in actual fight sports, which made her aware of how to sell certain moves, which is absolutely great. I think everything about her selling is convincing. And,
even how she just does moves as well, like the turn on the Samoan drop or the judo throws. She's literally just got a very unique thing to her.
Yeah, she is just a badass MMA chick who can literally hold herself in the ring with some of the top competitors by using her knowledge of MMA and whatever other fighting sports we want to involve in this. I think Ronda is a great asset to the WWE roster. I think she's very determined. I think she loves WWE dearly. And I don't get all the hate on her.
Neither do I.
I mean, there are people who come into the WWE. Excuse me for 1 second. Just do a plug right now.
That wasn't a plug. That was a slam.
You could have plugged something, but I'm back.
Right. I thought you said you were just doing a plug.
Oh, no. Man, I'm going to get a glass of water real quick in a second. Jeez, my throat hurts. Sorry, people, that you have to listen to this, but this is absolutely horrible.
This is normal in the life of Luke.
Yeah, oh, fuck you.
We'll do it live.
Okay, Ronda. Ronda. Nice. Okay, I think she'll make a great champion, especially while we're heading to Evolution.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like the idea of what the main event could be.
Okay, for people who haven't heard this, it isn't really a spoiler because nothing has been announced. But the main event currently slated for Evolution would be Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella. And Louis doesn't agree with it.
No, I don't. And while Ronda's doing a good job, she is still fairly new to the company. And you've got Nikki Bella, someone who doesn't seem to care enough.
I think she cares.
Well, I feel like if she did, then there would just be more to it. She wouldn't mainly be using the company to more or less thrive off of Total Bellas and stuff
Yeah,
like
but
that.
then
That's
again,
kind of like how I think she goes now.
think of the fact that she did have a very serious neck injury, alright?
Yeah, she did. I'll give her that.
And
But at the same,
yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, at the same time, where she's come back, I don't even know if those injuries were reoccurring, like keeping her from coming back like properly. But
I'm not sure. She had quite a good run on SmackDown Live when it started. But I believe that for Nikki Bella, I mean, I think she made the transition to being a part timer like she is. I think she made the transition well. I mean, she's done a lot in the company, especially around the 2015-2016 period. And she ended in 2016 when she had that run on SmackDown Live with Carmella and all that, right?
yeah, I do not remember her send off, honestly. Well, not send off, but what made her go part time?
I don't know. I think it was. I'm honestly not sure. I'm not going to say anything about it. But I think Nikki Bella's a good wrestler. I think, especially in the last few years, she's improved massively, and to a point where she is actually a good wrestler. I think she deserves a good spot on the card of Evolution. Would have preferred her to be in a tag match together with Brie Bella.
Against the Iconics or something, maybe.
That would have been perfect. Just the Healy Iconics versus face Bellas. Like, for example, Brie Bella is a face now with Daniel Bryan. It works.
Yeah, I'm actually glad to see Brie back in the ring. I kind of prefer her over Nikki.
I like both. I don't mind either, to be fair. I think they're both solid for WWE. I think they're good, assets to WWE. But yeah, I believe that Nikki Bella shouldn't be in the main event. I don't believe Ronda should be in the main event. If any match was going to main event, have it be like, fuck do I know, Becky Lynch versus.
Depending on how intense the feud got, they could do another Becky and Charlotte installation.
And I wouldn't mind. I totally wouldn't mind.
Whether it be like Iron Man or whatever.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
they're probably going into a Hell in a Cell match, for all we know.
That's quite possible, yeah. Yeah, we'll see about it. And talking about Evolution, you know what else is happening at Evolution?
Trish Stratus and Alexa Bliss, if I remember correctly.
That's absolutely correct. But
and
not...
the Mayo Classic finals.
Oh, there we go, Mayo Classic. Oh, what a smooth transition to that. Mayo Classic. I have not read spoilers for the Mayo Classic.
I have. Day 1 made my life. Day 2 broke my life.
I do know a few Day 1 results, I'm going to be honest. Day 2 broke your life, and we both know why. I think it's not much of a spoiler, as people do seem to be up to date with it. Tegan Knox, formerly known as Nixon Newell or Stephanie Newell in WWE for a very short period,
For like a month or two.
yeah, has unfortunately been injured at the Mayo Classic tapings. She was, for both of us, the absolute favorite to win it. I believe. I'm pretty sure.
To a lot of people, she was.
Absolutely, and it's such a shame because she's so good and she deserves it more than anyone else to be in the Mayo Classic. But unfortunately, this injury has cut her part in the Mayo Classic short. I don't know against who she got injured. I don't want to know.
Rhea Ripley.
Oh
wait, you didn't want to know.
Now I know. And
it was in my mind, as you know.
Now I'm a bit sad because Rhea Ripley actually was my pick to win after Tegan Knox. And I don't want to know if she got to the finals. Probably not, but sure. So, now that Tegan Knox unfortunately is out, how is the Mayo Classic looking for you, Louis?
I have some kind of hopes for this finals.
Alright.
But I know what the finals is, and I think it could be a good match, but they're either going down a route where they're giving one woman everything, or they're going down a route that is going to be deja vu.
Okay, yeah, I definitely have a clear view on one of the finalists now. Um, and in regards to that finalist, I don't know what's going to happen this weekend at the NXT UK tapings in Birmingham, but I don't think she'll win both those things. This is very cryptic to everyone listening. If you want to know the finals, please look it up. I think they should be on Wikipedia, all the results for the Mayo Classic.
You most likely find them pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So if this person, who I hope we both are talking about, does win the Mayo Classic, I don't think she will do it as the champion of the NXT UK brand. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
And, talking about NXT UK, what a fucking blast that was. How fucking well did they start?
Well, then, we don't know because it's not been aired yet.
The Royal Albert Hall was basically the start, I would say.
Oh yeah, that was really enjoyable. Because you obviously had the tournament, you had matches like Travis Banks versus Zach Gibson in the finals. Then on night 2, you had Mustache Mountain winning the tag belts. You had Pete Dunne versus Zach Gibson.
And you had you also had the return of the most underrated cruiserweight, like maybe in all of WWE, Noam Dar.
Yep.
And I'm going to say this about it. I was in Prague when it aired on the network. I watched it in Prague with a friend of mine who had never watched wrestling before, and he got hooked. He absolutely got hooked on NXT and NXT UK. And
he loves Flash Morgan Webster.
Sorry?
And he loves Flash Morgan Webster.
He absolutely loves Flash Morgan Webster. I love Flash Morgan Webster. I love so many people in the UK division. I think if any part of the world brings us amazing and perhaps even to a degree underrated wrestling, it's the UK. I mean, for example, I love Japan. Okay, I believe that what they're doing there is very good, and it should not be spoken any shit about, okay? Because the workers there are insane. They put on insane matches, but so does the UK.
And obviously, I don't have a good relationship with Japan, especially New Japan.
Yeah, I know you don't. I'm a bit indifferent about it at this point.
I'll probably end up touching up on that later with another topic we got.
Yeah, I guess we're I know what you mean. Anyways, this UK revolution, which WWE is now clearly taking part in, is an absolute thing of wonder. I do believe that the stars signed to WWE are some of the greatest UK stars. They don't have all the greatest stars, but they
not
have
all of them. They're missing a sick fucking tag.
Absolutely, and we know they've been approached. We know they turned it down, and that's fine. That's fine. If they want to be able to work for certain companies, like for example Rev Pro, who of course have a very close working relationship with New Japan, which WWE obviously can't interfere in, that's fine. Okay, we won't see Travis Banks return to Rev Pro. That's a thing. We have to accept that. Travis Banks chose for...
I mean, I sort of have a bit of a falling out with Rev Pro because it honestly just feels like New Japan trying to disguise itself as Brit Res.
Oh yeah, definitely. I especially now there has been a new match announced featuring your favorite wrestler. Have you seen it?
Have I seen? Oh wait, Chris Brooks versus Jushin Liger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the announcement.
I mean, that's great and all, but yeah, I mean, Rev Pro is just a bit too much about fusing Brit Res and Japanese wrestling together for my liking. I think companies like Progress, which I hold in my heart dearly, and Attack, which I also really like.
I love Attack.
They're just great examples of pure Brit Res, okay? And I mean, that's good. That's amazing, and WWE knows how good they are because Pete Dunne, for example, he still works at tech shows, I believe.
I think Pete Dunne is one of the main guys behind it as well.
Yeah, I think he is as well, actually, and I don't know if there's any more NXT UK guys which I can't currently think of that play a prominent role in Attack, apart from of course Moustache Mountain.
If you count Damien Dunn appearing as a jobber.
Sure. Sure.
Damien Dunn is a big deal in Attack.
Yeah.
Eddie Dennis as well.
Eddie Dennis. Yeah, Eddie Dennis actually appeared at the Birmingham tapings as well. These are all spoilers, by the way. Sorry for that, but yeah, they appeared. They appeared. It's great. And you know, I think it's all nice. It's all nice. British wrestling just, and we've talked about this plenty before, but it just has had a resurgence with World of Sports now and WWE digging into it, and still they maintain one of the best independent scenes around the world.
Yeah, I mean, while World of Sport and WWE somewhat nerfed like the main aspects of British wrestling, it's still good. Like World of Sport is literally made to be family friendly, so I got to give them that one.
Yeah, and World of Sports is great so far. I mean, I enjoy it. I definitely enjoy it because of a certain man who I hold in my heart very dearly because of past WWE work. That man being Stu Bennett. I absolutely love that man. I actually was so sad when he left WWE. I actually was so fucking sad.
I remember you bloody loved him so much.
Oh man, I did. I still love him. I remember the first pay-per-view he did for Defiant, where he did commentary. I remember asking everyone for Fight TV codes just so I could buy the pay-per-view. Like, literally, man, that I had to watch that, and I did, and it was nice. But yeah, no, World of Sports, WWE, and still such a good independent scene, which shows in the biggest independent wrestling show in over 30 years.
Yes, a show that I'm really looking forward to in about a month's time that I'm going to.
Sorry?
A show that I'm looking forward to, which is about a month that I'm going to.
Are you actually going? I didn't know you were going.
Yeah, I'm going to Wembley.
Exactly, Wembley. Not Wembley as in the one where they held SummerSlam '92, because that's a bit too big of a venue. But no, it's still slightly smaller Wembley, yet still fucking large Wembley.
It's still really big.
And yeah, that's a show, absolutely. Before we touch on that, please go ahead and plug something while I get myself some water before I choke on my own dry throat.
Conquest Wrestling is pretty cool. If it's not up, if it is up by now, check the sick match card post that exists. You will probably be pleased, but you might not. And if you're not pleased, then you probably aren't good. Kraken Gate's cool too, so check that out. I don't know what else to plug. Oh yeah,
and
my reaction.
Oh yeah. All right. I'm back already. I just saw that I had a bottle of water on my shelf, so let me quickly open that. Yeah, talk about live reactions. We'll plug this one on Twitter mainly because it has absolutely nothing to do with wrestling. But yeah, Peggy and I are doing a live reaction to the greatest cinematic event in history. A short film, even though it's
which is an hour and a half long.
Yeah, called what's it now? Killing Her Bravely.
Yeah, Killing Her Bravely.
And absolutely, this is no dig at all to the creators. I mean, it takes some effort to make a short film. But yeah, it's a bit of a meme in our.
It is a proper meme. The director is a meme too.
So yeah, no, check that out later. That won't be on this channel. Check out a link which we'll probably provide or something. Anyways, Wembley. Some good stuff announced so far. Thunder Bastard, Walter,
the tag team Thunder Bastard with a new tag team added to it.
Yeah, which is a team I didn't think we were going to see, but I'm glad we're seeing it.
I didn't think we would either.
But yeah, well, what name did they end up going for?
I don't know if they went for a name, honestly.
I know Progress put on a poll for a name. I think one was...
You're on about the Calamari Thatch Kings, aren't you?
Oh shit, is there another team?
Yeah, Bandido and Flamita.
Oh yeah,
Bandido
of course.
and Flamita, they're the new tag team champs.
Of course they have been added. Yeah, no, I was indeed talking about Calamari Thatch Kings, but yeah, the new tag champs of Progress. That was quite a shock to me.
It was, yeah. Like, I was very surprised by.
I was
like
just happy.
When they beat Brooks and AR Fox, I believe. I was shocked enough in that, but I was also shocked to see they retained against GYV.
I was really happy they retained against GYV. I mean, I like GYV. I love Gibson and Drake. Okay, let's be honest on that. But I don't know. They don't have to be champions to be credible in my eyes.
It would be the third time in not even a year that they would have had the belts. And the thing is, like, with CCK having the belt 3 times, they had, like, probably the 3 shortest reigns, give or take.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, actually,
I don't think...
probably the 2 shortest, as well as, like, 4th shortest, maybe.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I might be wrong. Correct me, I dare you.
I don't know. I believe you. You're the man behind all the Progress knowledge. But yeah, no. The tag team scene is thriving in Progress, like the 198. Calamari Catch Kings or Calamari Thatch Kings.
Calamari Thatch Kings, CC Camp.
Yeah, CC
Mills
Camp.
and Mayhew were really good as well. Such underrated guys.
Sorry? Who are good?
I was just saying, Mills and Mayhew.
Oh yeah, Mills and Mayo. Yeah, of course. I really like Aussie Open as well.
Yes, Aussie Open are like the best. Donkey Davis is the best man ever. And I'm sad that they have said that there won't be meet and greets or wrestlers at merch tables, so I can't get him to high five my mum.
Exactly, that's a bit shitty. I just saw it on Twitter as well. But oh well.
It does suck, yeah.
Yeah, there's only one team in Progress which I don't like too much.
What might that be?
Let me say this: they're both amazing wrestlers, in their own right. All right, but I don't know. I don't like them as a team, and that's it. And that's Sexy Starr.
Ah.
I don't know. I really think both Sexsmith and Dave Starr are very talented, and they're very good wrestlers. All right, but I don't know. Something about the team just doesn't do it for me. It just doesn't, make me excited for their matches. And this is not a dig on them because I'm sure it's just on my part. They can wrestle together as a team and people enjoy it, and that's okay in my opinion. But I just don't enjoy them as much.
I enjoy them. I think it's the main thing that they've got is just the chemistry, because Sexsmith has obviously got the whole pansexual thing going, and Starr is like very accepting of it. Like Starr often gets involved with that kind of stuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah, although he did get some shit for it a few days ago on Twitter. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I remember Sexsmith put out a statement on it.
Yeah, it was fucking bullshit. It was apparently something, and I'm not going to get in a whole gender politics war or whatever we would call this. I have respect for everyone and everything. What they want to do is their choice. But apparently, some man who was part of the LGBTQ plus community, if I'm correct on that, stated that David Starr was not a good, I don't know, I wouldn't say advocate, but not a good, supporter, I should say, of the community because he thought there were only 2 genders or something. And
it's so controversial talking about that.
Yeah, it's so controversial, and As I said, I'm accepting of everyone. I mean, do what you want, do who you want. I don't care. I could care less. But
As long as it's realistic, just do it.
exactly. And David Starr actually had a very formal and very just overall good reply to it. I'm going to check if I can find the tweet actually, because it's an interesting topic. I don't like to go into politics that much, but this I found quite interesting to say the least. Let me see. Anyways, what's your opinion on David Starr, by the way?
I do like David Starr. I've liked his work. I tend to try and follow a good amount of the stuff he does, even if I mainly see him in stuff like Progress, IPW. I've seen some other stuff. I think it was a Beyond show. I'm pretty sure it was a Beyond show, yeah, where he faced Janela. I saw that. That was quite nice.
Yeah, I think I've almost found the tweet, but yeah, see. Okay, cool. I guess I can keep on doing it, promoting equality and trying to be a voice pushing for LGBTQ plus rights, like I have been since I was 12. Before it was cool and now I got bullied for it. Way to make a false assumption, boss. Have a good day. I think that's a class reply.
Yeah.
And
David
after
Starr,
that,
like one of the kings of Twitter.
yeah, oh, absolutely, he's so good at Twitter. But after that, there was some more conversations about it, and blah blah blah. Yeah, and people were a bit toxic about it, but you know, David Starr's a class act. I think he's proper good at Twitter, as we said, and all the best to him.
Really, really, really good at Twitter.
Absolutely, really, really, really good at Twitter. So that's that a bit. Anything else at Wembley? Yeah, of course, there's more happening at Wembley.
Yeah.
Walter. That's
Yeah. That's what I wanted to touch on regarding the New Japan ordeal, pretty much.
Yeah. Just tell me your opinion on the situation.
Okay, so I do like the stakes they got going. They've got Haskins versus Bate. 2 of the 3 men eligible for 3 and in. Whoever wins gets put in that main event. My idea is going to be, because I don't think either of these men can miss Wembley, and they both need to be on the card. So I think either it's going to be a dirty finish, someone gets involved, leading to the losers match. Somehow they'll put them both in the title match, or if it's a clean loss, loser. I don't want him to exactly lose, but maybe Haskins faces Riddle.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about on Amino earlier. That's a bit of the struggle. On one side, I really want to see Haskins win the belt again. All right, but on the
Haskins
other side,
never got the run that he should have had because of his neck.
because of his injury. On the other side, it's the last indie appearance of Matt Riddle, who of course is going to NXT. And man, if there's any match I want to see close out Riddle's independent career, it's fucking Matt Riddle versus Mark Haskins.
Yeah, that's a possibility, but I said it last night as well. Something I would love to see is Riddle versus Riddy.
Yeah. Of course, Riddy. Of course, for those who don't know, he means Chris Ridgway. With that, Chris Ridgway, a very, very good wrestler from the UK.
Very black belt in being hard as fuck. He's announced the US tour as well.
Excellent. So people absolutely check him out. What's his Twitter, like Chris Riddy X or something?
I think it's Chris Riddy X, something along those lines.
So yeah, definitely he's so cool. He has such a cool beard as well. Anyways, yeah, Wembley is going to be a blast. One thing, of course, the NGPW situation with Will Osprey. That's a bit fucked.
Yeah, that had me annoyed because it was going to be basically because obviously Osprey gets told like, oh, you can do this, you can do that, but because of his contract, he's just like, right, I'm going to set up a match at Wembley with Jimmy Havoc. It gets set up. Wait, you can't do that day anymore.
And then they had to push it a bit back. So now we have Osprey versus Havoc in a 2 out of 3 falls no disqualification special guest referee match, correct?
Yep.
At chapter 75, I said, and that's amazing and all, but a bit I mean, imagine that at Wembley.
Yeah, I wanted that Wembley. But though, if Jimmy Havoc wins, he gets into the title match at Wembley.
That's very true. I hope Havoc wins. Well, actually, do I hope Havoc wins? No, I don't hope Havoc wins. Even though Paul Robinson, who is the special guest referee in the match between Osprey and Havoc, is officially retired.
He does still wrestle.
Does he still wrestle? I thought
He's
retired.
kind of part time though.
All right. If Paul Robinson ended up, I don't know, I won't say screwing Havoc, but in any way making sure Osprey wins, we could have a fucking killer Wembley match between Havoc and Robinson.
That's what I was thinking about as well, because like those two, they had that death match at Chapter 21, I think it was. Yeah. That was quite a match. If that happened again,
absolutely.
I feel like it'd be a nice like final hurrah for either man.
Yeah, no. Oh man, they Paul Robinson is just a tough motherfucker in every way of the word, and Havoc is just such an insane badass when it comes to just using whatever weapon he can to fuck you up. And both are so good at what they do, and put them together, and I think you have proper magic.
Real magic, yeah.
So yeah, Wembley. We'll see what gets announced.
There's still some more stuff that they have to announce. Dennis versus Mandrews. Like, it's been going on for the most part of the year now.
Yeah, probably, yeah. And
there's also the Atlas title match that got announced since the last one that we did of these.
Fuck, who is the Atlas champion? Is it still Doug Williams?
Yeah, Doug Williams he's not had the belt for too long.
No, I don't know, he hasn't, but I wondered if he lost it on the UK tour or the USA tour or somewhere.
He wasn't on the USA tour.
Wasn't he? When did he have that match against TK Cooper then?
That was Chapter 74, I want to say.
It could very well be. Anyways, we're going to touch on another part of independent wrestling.
Oh no, I think I know what it is.
Yeah, you know what it is, and I know if there's anyone who criticizes it rather than praises it, even though you'll probably praise it a bit as well. It's I think let's just say it like this: Wembley will be the biggest independent show, but this is quite fucking big.
Although I think it's big, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna like it.
It's bigger than Wembley. And
listen here, pal.
Man, we can't keep talking cryptically like this, but it's fucking All In, mate. Next week, All In. Just some great matches announced, in my opinion. I think All In will be good, but I don't think we both share the exact same opinion on it.
It looks like it's basically going to be a glorified Ring of Honor house show.
Essentially,
well, not house show because they don't really do house shows. But
so,
yeah,
no. I feel like there are definitely some matches which I wouldn't put on a card this big. Give for example, what was it? Cody versus Nick Aldis is just not really that big of a draw. Let's be honest here.
I'll be annoyed if Cody wins that, because if he does, it kind of feels like it's just a show to put Cody over.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to pull with it, but yeah, it's a bit weird. Then we have a match I'm actually excited about, which is Marty Scurll versus Kazuchika Okada.
I'm not a fan of Okada, but I can still see where people will like that match. I try to like Marty. Bullet Club make it tricky because they ruined him.
I don't think they ruined him. I think they definitely changed him. I really liked his villain persona before Bullet Club. I still like it now, but I like it for different reasons. So yeah, he has changed, and I get why people would maybe turn away from Skrull after his Bullet Club stint. But then again, what other matches have been? I think we have like, is it the Golden Elite versus Rey Mysterio,
and then I think there's also Bandido and Flamita or something.
Yeah, wasn't it Phoenix? I don't know. No, it wasn't Phoenix. Let me actually check.
It might have. I don't know. It might have been like Golden Elite versus Rey Horus, Bandido, and Flamita.
Let me check. Let's look. Fucking hell. So yeah, just go on, just ramble a bit while I look for it.
I don't know what to ramble about. I guess that there's the whole Battle Royal thing that they're doing. I think for a Ring of Honor title shot, Philip Gordon's probably winning that, and then maybe winning the belt. I don't remember who Kenny's facing for his belt. I think.
Here I found.
He's defending his title, isn't he?
Who's defending his title?
Kenny.
Kenny, no, I don't think he is. By the way, it was Phoenix, Bandido, and Rey Mysterio. I think Kenny is going up against Pentagon. Yeah. I don't think it's for the belt though.
Oh.
And no, let me actually run down the card. We have Nick Aldis versus Cody, Kazuchika Okada versus Marty Scurll, Joey Janela versus Hangman Page, which I like. The 6-man tag, which we talked about. This is one I am actually excited about, which is Christopher Daniels versus Stephen Amell.
I have a very rough stance on that match.
I'm such a big Arrow fan. This I have to love it. I think Christopher Daniels versus Stephen Amell will be fine. Or Stephen Amell, sorry.
There's the possibility, but imagine spending like a quarter of a century doing wrestling, and on a show like this, you put against an actor.
An actor who has a passion for the business, has wrestled 2 matches before, and has been trained. He has wrestled 2 matches actually. One against Barrett and Stardust, and a 10-man tag against, it was like Bullet Club versus, I think it was Daniels, Kazarian, and 3 other dudes. It was quite a fun match, to be fair. It was quite fun. Anyways, the Briscoe Brothers versus SoCal Uncensored. The Overbudget Battle Royale, which I think is great.
The winner of that is the one that fights for the Ring of Honor belt, I'm pretty sure I mentioned.
Yeah. This. And Madison Rayne versus Britt Baker versus Chelsea Green versus Tessa Blanchard.
Oh yeah, that match.
Alright, I mean, 4 great women. In my opinion, at least. And yeah, the Over the Budget Battle Royale has some nice names in it, I think. Like, for example, Colt Cabana, which surprised me a bit. Rocky Romero, Jimmy Jacobs, for example. So yeah, I guess it will be fine, but I don't know. Indeed, it looks like a bit like a show ROH could have put on.
I know I'm not going to spend my money on it.
I'm not going to do as well, but you know, maybe it's super good and we'll get reviews. I mean, who thought the Slammiversary was going to be great? No one thought Slammiversary was going to be great. No one thought that.
I didn't watch it, so I can't judge, but people have said it was good.
I've watched bits of it and it was good. Anyways, yeah, all in, a big moment for independent wrestling, let me get that straight. Very big moment. But yeah, not my cup of tea.
Nah.
And you know, lastly, let's just talk about Amino. I mean, basically the only listeners to this are people from Amino anyway, so let's just quickly give a few minutes for our beloved app. So everyone here listening knows that Pege here is a curator on the Wrestling Amino app.
That's right.
And I mean, this all. Oh man. Okay, wait. 1 second. I'm going to get my head straight and drink some more water, and then we're going to talk about Amino for a bit.
Oh no. Oh then.
So, Wrestling fucking Amino. Available through the Amino app, available on the iOS and Google Play stores. A lovely app. We've both been on there since 2015, which is way too long, and we should be doing something else now with our lives.
Way too long.
But
we're adults now.
We're adults, and we're still coming back to the app every day to talk with our friends who we've made over the years. Such a lovely community. I want to give a shout out to a few people. For example, Tim.
Everybody's favorite, Tim.
Tim is everyone's hero. And then we have Paradoxal, who is great. I want to give a shout out to him as well because he's cool. And
you want to give a shout out to our favorite Indian, KW Ziggy.
KW Ziggy? Do you mean the Welsh guy with an Indian accent?
I said our favorite Indian.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he's from. He says he's from Wales, but I'm pretty sure he's from Mumbai. Oh man, for anyone thinking this is a really insensitive joke, you've never heard Ziggy talk. No, I mean, I don't even know what makes this app so great. I mean, it's just a community, I think.
I guess it's because it's a community for wrestling. While people complain about the toxicity, I do that as well sometimes.
It has had this fair...
You can just get past it. It's very easy.
It has had a fair amount of moments of toxicity, especially around the 2016, 2015, 2016 bit, you know?
We want PWA too.
Oh god, Pro Wrestling Amino was just the hell. But anyways, no, I think Wrestling Amino is in quite capable hands right now. I don't know who are the leaders now. Squid,
Para, and DJ.
DJ still, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
DJ, of course, also a great guy. I love DJ. And then we have curators, and which I like. Squid. Pege, who I don't know who that is. Just a weird dude. I don't know, some kind of emo. And then we have Show Off, which is great. He's so great. And who else are curators these days? Tool.
Tool is a curator, yes.
As long as Rabbit never becomes a curator, I'm definitely fine with all of it.
Turns out he actually watches all the way to this point.
Rabbit, I love you. I hope you become a curator and leader one day. I hope you become the sole leader of Wrestling Amino. No, just kidding. Rabbit is a cool guy. Anyways, if there's anything you want to plug now, you've already plugged it, right?
I plugged the Conquest stuffs.
Is there anything more you need to plug?
My Twitter's dead because apparently I wasn't 13 years old, so I got a new Twitter at Pege the Ubercunt.
Okay, so everyone follow at Pege the Ubercunt. I don't know if I am. I don't think I am.
I think you are. I hope you are.
Yeah, I follow you. Yeah. So everyone follow at Pege the Ubercunt. He's a great guy to, well, at least talk to. I don't know if he's a great guy to follow on Twitter.
No, my Twitter game is very strong.
Yeah, his Twitter game is amazing. He's like posted one tweet today, and before that it was August 9th. So
shut up! I didn't want to set up a new account.
Definitely follow the lad. Follow me on at ThreeCount Luke on Twitter. I tweet daily about shit that I think is quite funny, and people usually do as well, but I'm not that funny a person. And what else? Follow us both on Wrestling Amino. You can find me under the Luke moniker, and Pege is just Pege with, I don't know, some weird hashtag behind it, Pegen or something.
You can just find me if you go in members, because curators and leaders show up first, because we are biased.
Yeah, those biased fucks make themselves look more relevant. So
we value our self-importance.
But no, we all know that I'm more important than Pege ever will be. But sure. So, follow us there. Watch the amazing review slash live viewing of Killing Her Bravely, the greatest cinematic production in this century.
In the known universe.
Yeah, watch that over, I think, on Pege's YouTube channel, I guess, because I'm definitely not uploading it here.
Well, you're gonna have to send me the shit when it's recorded then.
Definitely will, mate. And if you're following Jack on any platform or social media, press that unfollow button.
Do it right now.
you do the world a favor. And man, I think that's it. I think we had some fun. I think we talked about some very important topics. I think we drifted off on occasion as well, but that can happen.
Yeah, that can happen. It just is more content, and more content equals more monetization.
Yeah, I don't get money.
Oh, this is so sad.
Yeah, I don't get enough views. But anyways, it's lovely. I think it's been a great episode. I was glad to have you back. I'll try to get another guest for next time, which I believe T, also known as Tim, really wants to be in the show. Maybe that's possible. Otherwise, I really want to get either Prince O'Shaughnessy or Paradoxal on the show. Two great dudes with both vast knowledge of what they like about wrestling, especially Prince, who has been a professional wrestler himself.
I'm pretty sure he's wrestling again now.
I think he's either training already or preparing to train again, which is so damn cool. Wish I had his mindset or something. But no, they're both amazing guys, and I'll try to get some guys on my show, which you guys probably want to hear. That was it for this episode. Pege, again, thank you so much for taking the time for this.
Thanks for having me as well.
Yeah, it's always fun to have you on here because I love British wrestling, you do, and we can talk about that for ages, but unfortunately we have to keep a bit of a time
because if it's like 7 years long, who's going to watch it?
Yeah, I mean the view numbers are already so high. I guess making it a 7-hour episode would definitely make it better. Anyways, Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This was the ThreeCount podcast for this time. I can't make promises on when we'll get the next one, but I'll try to get to this more regularly. Thank you so much.
1 like and then we'll get it in the next 7 minutes.
What?
1 like and we'll get it in the next 7 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. See you later. Bye.